Hey everybody, it's Luke over at Galaxy Tech Review, and today I've got a product from iDsonix. This is their iSol series, 40 gigabits per second M.2 NVMe SSD enclosure. Now this again will support up to 40 gigabits per second transfer speeds over Thunderbolt 3 or Thunderbolt 4, of course, with a Type-C connection. This does have a small fan built in to help with heat dissipation, and it's also made out of mostly on an aluminum shell, which is going to help with heat dissipation as well. We're going to dig into this now, and I'll be right back. Okay, so this is everything that we get once we get it out of the box. We do get a little handout here. It does have our specifications here. I'll leave these up at this point in the video, so if you guys need to come back if I miss anything, or you just need to reference it, you can check it out. It'll work with Windows, Mac, Linux, and Android. Again, it's Type-C, up to 40 gigabits per second, and it is 151 by 54 by 20 millimeters for your size there, made out of aluminum alloy. Now this is going to show you how to hook this up and also install the drive, and we're going to install a drive on this as well, so hold on to the user manual just in case you do need it. Now we do get a couple different things here. We do get some thermal pads. They do give us 2 of these, which is nice in case you need to change out drives or one gets worn out over time, but they do give us 2 of these as well. They do give us an aluminum sleeve that will go directly over the drive, again made out of aluminum, and this is going to help with heat dissipation as well. So from a design standpoint, that's really nice. Now we get these standoffs here, and these standoffs will be for toolless install, and this is a great thing to have. It makes it super easy to install it. These are called fixed buckles, and they work out really well for just securing the drive inside. Now, as far as the cable goes, this is a 40 gigabits per second Thunderbolt 4 cable, and it's a USB Type-C to USB Type-C with a USB Type-A adapter, just in case you don't have USB Type-C on your host device, and you can hook it up with this. It's very important to use a cable that will support the speeds that you want. So if you just put in a regular old USB Type-C cable, you may not get the full speed. Now, if we look at the drive itself or the enclosure, you can see we've got plenty of ventilation here. There is a little bit of plastic where the iDsonix logo is, but everything else is going to be made out of that aluminum alloy. You do have a LED light and a USB Type-C interface there. And then if you push down here, you can slide this out of the shell, and there you go, and it just clicks back in. It's super easy to pull this out, and you'll be good to go. Now this is going to have a little bit of a fan in here as well to help circulate air through the enclosure, again for heat dissipation. You can see here we've got a setup for several different drive sizes, and these drive sizes can be anything from a 2230, 2242, 2260, or your standard 2280 drive. I do have a standard 2280 size drive here. This will take M key and M and B key, PCIe Express NVMe drives. You can see that what we're going to do is we're going to put the little standoff here on the end so that it can line up with the hole that it's going to go into, and you just insert this at a 45-degree angle, and then you can line the hole up there and just give it a turn, and you're locked into place, which is really nice. Super easy, no messing with little screws or anything like that. It's a super simple installation that literally takes about 2 minutes to do, as you can see here. And then what we want to do is we want to install 2 different things here for heat dissipation. Now this already has a thermal pad on it, the drive itself. You're just going to want to remove, if it doesn't have one, remove and put on the blue thermal pad, and then you can also put on the aluminum plate as well, or the shield. And once you have these on, you'll be good to go. Super simple and super easy to do. And then just close it on up and you're ready to go. So that is how easy it is to get installed here. In fact, I'll just do this real quickly for you and show you exactly how easy this is. Okay, so you just peel off the plastic, put it down over the drive so that it's covering the length of the entire drive, and then you want to get the plastic off the other side as well. For some reason, I'm having a little difficulty doing this on camera, but it's a pretty simple process. You just make sure that both pieces of the plastic are removed, and then what's going to happen here is it's a little sticky on both sides, so the heat shield you can also put on, and it's going to stick right to it. It's not going to go anywhere here. It'll be locked into place and ready to go. As you can see, I can turn this over, shake it around. It's not going to go anywhere on you at all, and then you're ready to go. Just make sure that you line up the grooves on the back of the plate. As you can see, I did that wrong, but if we look inside, there are little grooves in there. Just make sure that you line them up in the correct orientation, and then you're ready to go. Let's do a quick speed and temperature test, and I'll be right back. Okay, so for my setup here, you can see it's drive E. We are currently at 39 degrees Celsius. I'm going to set this to auto refresh every minute during the test using Crystal Disk Info, and with Crystal Disk Mark, we're going to make sure that this is set to my E drive. It's set to an NVMe SSD, and then we're going to run the test so that you can see what kind of temperature differences we get here, how well it does with temperature, and of course how well it does with speed. Now on my PC, I have a USB Type-C that does up to 20 gigabits per second, so I'm going to be tapped out close to the 2,000 megabytes per second range, and if you do have Thunderbolt, you're going to see higher speeds, of course, than I do. But we're going to do the test now. I'm going to fast forward through it so you don't have to watch it in real time, and we'll be right back. Okay, as you could see there, we went through the entire test, and our speeds are indeed at the speed that my PC can handle. Again, if you were to have a Thunderbolt, you would be able to do a little bit faster on this, up to about 2700. I was saturated at 2034 and 2007 there on the read and write speeds. The highest temperature that we got to was, I think, 49 degrees C. So the swing during the entire test was 10 degrees, which is still great. Still under 50 C, way under 70 C. Not a problem whatsoever. If we do a refresh, this should go all the way back down to its normal 39 degree ambient temperature that it was sitting at. So the aluminum design with the little fan that's in there, and I do want to comment on the fan. The fan is not loud at all. You can barely hear it if you put your ear right up next to it, and you're definitely not going to hear it when it's on your desk. Okay, so that's my review of the iDsonix iSol series M.2 NVMe SSD enclosure. The things that I do like about this is it does have a fan inside it to help with heat dissipation. Again, we only saw an increase of 10 degrees even when it was under the testing environment there. Overall, it will support up to 40 gigabits per second. Now, I don't have a 40 gigabit per second input on my PC, but it did saturate the one that I did have it plugged into, so that works out really well also. I like that it's nice and sturdily built with that aluminum alloy, so if you're going to take this places, you're not going to have to worry about it getting messed up or anything like that. The drive will be nice and secure inside the enclosure. Overall, I'm going to give this one a thumbs up. This was Luke from Galaxy Tech Review. I hope you enjoyed my review, and I'll check you guys out on the next one.